Alright, so in this video we're going to look at some more integration techniques here, and specifically we're going to talk about this technique here called u-substitution. Now here we're going to start off with an example, and I'm asking you to find the integral of this polynomial times this exponential function, and you might be thinking, whoa, this looks very, very intimidating just to begin with. And but if you look at it a little closer, you'll notice a few things. For example, if you look at this area right here, you see that you have x to the fourth plus x to the third. And if you notice this area right here, or this part of the function, you notice that you have 4x cubed, but 4x cubed is the derivative of x to the fourth. And notice here that the derivative of x cubed is sitting right here. And when you can spot the derivative sitting inside your integral, you can use this technique that we call u-substitution. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a substitution here, and I'm going to say this. I'm going to say let u equal this mess right here. So I'm just going to say let u equal x to the fourth plus x cubed. And what I'm going to do is take the derivative with respect to x. So I have du dx is equal to, well, what is the derivative of this thing here? Well, it's simply just 4x cubed plus 3x squared. And that's pretty nice because, again, we have that sitting right inside our integral. So I'll show you how we're going to use this in just a bit. This du over dx, you can kind of think about it as a fraction. I mean, this is not by any means a fraction. This is the derivative of u with respect to x, but you can kind of think about this as a fraction, and if you were to think about it as a fraction, you could actually multiply both sides by dx here. So if I multiply here both sides by dx, then notice here these would reduce, and I would be left with this. I would have du is equal to, let's say, 4x cubed plus 3x squared, and all of this is times dx. Now, what do we do now? Well, if I go back to my problem, I'm now going to have the integral. And I'm just going to rewrite this integral a different way. So I'm going to rewrite it like this. I'm going to say I'm going to keep everything the same. X to the fourth plus x cubed times 4x to the third plus 3x squared. All I'm doing is just rearranging a couple of things. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to point out some things here. For example, we said that u is equal to x to the fourth plus x to the third. Well, if we look at our integral, it looks like this part right here is what we let u equal, right? X to the fourth plus x to the third. So this whole thing right here is u. So our integral, I'm going to work this way here. So our integral becomes instead of x to the fourth plus x to the third, that now becomes and we can simply just replace that with a u. And that's the whole idea of u-substitution, is to go from something that looks very, very complicated to something that looks a little bit more manageable. And if we continue this process, and if I notice, if you've already kind of picked up on what we're going to do next, you notice that we have a 4x cubed plus 3x squared times dx sitting here inside our integral. But notice, what do we say all that equals? Well, we have here that the derivative of u is equal to 4x cubed, I'm just going to highlight this, plus 3x squared dx. And so this whole thing is sitting right here. We have that 4x cubed plus 3x squared sitting right here inside our integral, and we also have that dx as well to go along with it. So this whole thing right here can get replaced with du. So instead of writing e to the u times all this mess, I can simply just write e to the u du. And doesn't that look a lot much nicer than what we started off with? And we definitely know how to integrate this now. the integral again of e to the u is simply just e to the u plus some constant c. Now we just have to go back and substitute what u was. Remember we said that u was equal to this thing right here. We said u is equal to x to the fourth plus x cubed. So I can simply just say that our final answer is going to be e to the, and yeah, that's right, we're going to replace and resubstitute. So we have x to the fourth plus x cubed, and then we have to tag on this plus c. In the next videos, we'll continue practicing this idea of u substitution, but again, I'd like you to go back and try and rework this example and make sense of this algebra here that we did, and stay tuned for the next video.